My story is from August 10th, 1999. I was at work. It was a usual work day, a summer day. My kids were attending summer camp at the North Valley Jewish Community Center. I got up really early and I leave for work at 6:30 in the morning so I could leave work to pick the kids up after camp was over. And I was at work downtown LA when I got a phone call from my husband telling me that there was someone with a gun at the JCC where both my kids were. We had two boys. Our two boys were 6 years old and 8 years old. I gathered up my things, told my coworkers that I had to leave, and someone offered to drive me there because they didn't think I should drive myself. And so we drove from downtown LA to Granada Hills. I made my way up to the tape and tried to find out what was going on, and someone that I didn't know said, well, we don't really know, but we think one of the kids' name is Josh. Of course, that was my son's name. And before too much longer, I heard one of the first responders with a bullhorn, and he was calling for the parents of Josh Stepikoff, and that's my son. So I went under the police tape to him, and he took me firmly by the shoulders after confirming who I was, and he kept saying to me, he's going to be okay. And I could say it was, where is he? And he said, he'll be okay. And I just said, where is he? When I got there, he was in an examination room. My husband was already there because they had gotten a hold of him first, and he had arrived at the hospital, and my son was sedated on an examination table with IVs and x-rays all around him. And the doctors were telling us he'd be all right, and that he had been shot twice, that his leg was broken. I mean, just all the things they're telling us. His leg will grow normally, and, you know, he won't have a limp. I mean, just different things that were just really hard to process on a day when you take your kid to camp. And you think you'll pick him up later and everything's fine. I mean, obviously it was a terrible day for me and for my family. And what I think is just so sad about it is that my children were very young. So they haven't really had an opportunity to, you know, that this will affect them for their whole lives. You know, for lots of kids, the fears that they had about monsters under the bed and scary things in the closet, for my kids that became real. And we couldn't tell them anymore that we could keep them safe. Because we couldn't. And then it was painful as a parent. When the shooting at the Jewish Community Center happened, I didn't really know much about guns and gun violence and just the whole topic. It wasn't something I ever thought I needed to be concerned with. I had no familiarity with guns. I had not known anyone that had a gun, no one in my family, and I was fine with that. And it wasn't until the shooting that I really started to learn a lot of things about our gun laws, our gun culture. I felt that we were safe. We lived in a safe neighborhood. We made smart decisions about the places we went and the things we did. I didn't go to the ATM at 4 in the morning, nothing like that. But then, you know, when I think that my children are inside of a day camp at a Jewish community center and someone can shoot them there. There was nothing wrong with our decision to have sent our children to the camp there. There was nothing that could have predicted that this would happen. So I really came to realize that we have set up a terrible environment in this country that facilitates easy access to extraordinarily dangerous weapons that can be gotten by extraordinarily dangerous people.